Get ready to step behind the scenes and discover a side of the Beatles you've probably never seen before. From rare candid moments to unseen photographs that capture the band like never before, this is your exclusive journey into the hidden world of the Fab Four. The Beatles at the press launch for their album Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band in 1967. John Lennon, George Harrison, and Paul McCartney ordering food in a public fish and chips shop in London on August 9, 1967. George Harrison gives John Lennon a haircut before a Beatles gig in 1963. Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, John Lennon, and George Harrison on set of the 1965 film Help. Ringo Starr in a Viking aircraft on December 23, 1963. John Lennon dressed up as Elvis at a costume party while dancing in a bar in Liverpool, UK, on August 9, 1968. George Harrison and John Lennon on set of Help in 1965. Clockwise from left. John Lennon, George Harrison, Ringo Starr, and Paul McCartney sing with a parrot in 1968. Paul McCartney driving his car, circa 1964. The Beatles get advice from producer George Martin, Center, during the recording of Hey Jude at Abbey Road Studios. The Beatles with Ed Sullivan during the taping of their debut New York show on February 9, 1964. Paul McCartney pictured holding a camera on the set of A Hard Day's Night in 1964. George Harrison and Ian Collingham reading fan mail in London in 1963. Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, John Lennon, and George Harrison on the set of Help in 1965. Paul McCartney and John Lennon pictured in 1964. In this shot from May 1962, you'll notice Ringo is missing. On the left is Pete Best, the group's original drummer who was replaced before the band reached their international acclaim. After a brief vacation, all four Beatles, now with Ringo in the mix, meet for dinner on October 5, 1963, at the Star Steakhouse in London. Later that evening, they appeared on the British TV show Ready, Steady, Go. Ringo shows some royal deference as the group meets Princess Margaret on November 4, 1963. Paul, Ringo, George, and John amuse themselves with a miniature car race track backstage before a show on November 17, 1963. The band lights up backstage at the Regal in Cambridge on November 26, 1963. The Beatles play Dress Up in December 1963. Ringo, George, Paul, and John soak up the surf in Miami Beach, Florida, during a February 1964 trip for their second performance on The Ed Sullivan Show. Ringo Starr chats with actress Maggie Smith, who would later appear in Downton Abbey and Harry Potter, during the Variety Club luncheon at the Dorchester Hotel, London, on March 19, 1964. The Variety Club had jointly named the four Beatles as Showbiz Personality of the Year. John extends a hand to a lucky young fan backstage at the De Montfort Hall in Leicester on October 10, 1964. Obscured behind the girl on the table is singer Mary Wells, who helped define the sound of Motown and open for the Beatles on this tour. The band experiments with a toboggan while on holiday in Obertorn, Austria, in March 1965. Paul sits in front, followed by John and George. In the rear is Ringo, who recovers from a fall off the back. A literal behind-the-scenes look at a show from the Beatles' European tour. This stop was in Rome, Italy, on June 28, 1965. The Beatles travel by bus to the West Country in England for some location work on the Magical Mystery Tour film on September 12, 1967. The band plays their last ever performance together as the Beatles on the rooftop of the Apple organization in London on January 30, 1969. The show was captured by cameras for the 1970 documentary Let It Be, which was released after the band had already broken up. The same footage has been repurposed and re-examined for the 2021 docuseries The Beatles. Get Back.